Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Ulbrich, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your authority and convert with ease. Today's tip is inflate your authority with air. You ever feel like you have a weak voice or that you're trying really hard to have an authority-building podcast, but you don't want to sound like a loud carny barking out your episodes one after another? Or have you ever done this? Have you ever altered your podcast performance because someone might be able to hear you while you're recording? Someone maybe was on the other side of the door or in another room and you're sort of thinking of them. In other words, you're being distracted by the fact that they were just in an earshot from you. So you end up talking a little softer or use your inside voice or you temper your enthusiasm around an idea. Woohoo, doesn't that sound like fun? I mean, come on, yay, come on board. If your podcast is about motivating others to take control or take action, or if your message is really worth hearing, then preach it. I mean, bring the passion. Your podcast authority depends on it. I'm talking about air, not volume here. There is a difference. And I'm bringing this subject up because I recently helped two of my clients overcome this issue. And I'll tell you how we did it in just a second. But when you sound soft or quiet or talk from your chest instead of your belly, your authority is lessened. Your air issues might show up because you're trying to get a long sentence in, or you're trying to be quiet because of the space you're in. You don't want others to hear you. Or you just don't know how to use your diaphragm properly for maximum effect when speaking. When you run out of air at the end of the sentence, your message is fading away. Your true presence is gone. We're missing a piece of you. This is about projecting, not yelling. You don't want to overdo it. This is air control. When you think of presenting on stage, you want to make sure that the people at the back of the room can hear you. You don't have to yell to do this. This is just an air thing. It doesn't mean you can't have dynamics when it comes to your show. You can still be soft, yet firm. Air is your friend. Your podcast needs more air. This is especially helpful if you think your voice is weak or soft. Try more air. Push through, just like a runner sprinting through the finish line. Have you ever felt a rasp or something in your throat just on the verge, when you're talking? It feels like you're about to choke or a cough is coming up and you end up pausing to clear your throat. 9 times out of 10, if you push through with more air, you're going to fix that little gravel on the spot. You won't need to pause. Just use more air and push through it. When I hear this on a podcast, my coaching instincts kick in and I start yelling, push through. You can fight through it. More air. Go, go, go. Some use more air and make it through, and others croak, literally. Here's an exercise. I want you to take a normal breath in. Do it with me. So fill up your lungs, inhale. Now I want you to exhale, and let's say the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, O, Z, and a little extra air to finish it off, right? Get a little extra there. Now, here's what I want you to do now. I want you to fill up your diaphragm with air, not just your lungs, but your diaphragm. If you know you're doing this right, and you're not driving a car or anything right now, you put your hands on your rib cage and then you take that big breath. Big breath, feel your rib cage open, expand your belly, pushing it out. Now you got a whole lot of air. Your chest is full and so is your diaphragm. Now let's say the alphabet again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. One more time. Sure. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. One more. Why not? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Can I do it one more time? I don't think so. I'm not going to try it, but squeezing now. Right at the end, I'm squeezing my stomach. So think of your belly button pushing all the way back to your spine, right? To squeeze that last bit of air out. This is muscle control, right? And you can train this to be strong and push air out, but you won't sound like you're squeezing it all the time like this, because you'll be doing this more and more and you'll be able to control that air as it moves through. You never hear a singer strain at the end of a note because they've got great air control. They're pushing it all out full all the way until they're exhausted, right? But you'll always have consistent breath control to make it to the end of a sentence if you work this muscle. So here are a few things that worked for my clients and that you can do to improve your mic presence. Use more air, which actually might, yes, mean a little bit more volume. And if anyone's listening, you tell them to suck it. It's going to be this way for the next 20 minutes, so get used to it. I'm going to be talking. You should consider the time of day you're recording. Is your energy good? Are there people around that's going to affect your performance? Is your head in it? Maybe you have to reschedule. Stand up. Breathe from your gut, not your chest. If you're nervous or anxious, maybe you have a big name on your show. Try to relax. Tension is the opposite of relaxation. When you're tense, you have a tendency to breathe from your chest, up high, right up here, right? Rather than relaxed and breathing from your belly. Take a big breath, calm your mind, drop those shoulders. Stay on mic. Be mic aware. Don't disappear. Don't take a look at your notes down here and then you come right back up because you lose me. You lose me there. You disappear. And if you're scripted, write in shorter sentences so you don't run out of air. And check your pacing or tempo. Don't think you need to fill every second of your show with your voice. You can still pause and have dynamics without losing your presence. I could hear my client holding back. So we worked on some of these things and it made a massive difference. She came across with so much more confidence. Her presence doubled on the mic. She sounded like a voice worth listening to and believing. She turned into a real force behind the mic. And now, when you press play on her episodes, she demands your attention. Editing can fix volume issues, but it can't fix a presence issue. And there's no authority control knob we can just turn up. Having a commanding voice requires good projection. This is voice control, and it takes practice and time. Air is your secret weapon to having a strong, convincing, authoritative presence for your podcast. Powering up your projection skills is one of the easiest ways to be seen as a thought leader in your niche. And I hope that's just the tip you need. Now, if you're not saying the right things to the right people, doesn't matter how authoritative you sound, your podcast won't get you that ROI you're looking for. If you need to make sure that these dots are connected, let's talk. Take advantage of my free 15-minute coaching call. Ask me anything. Book your free 15-minute coaching call in the show notes or at podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Walberg. See ya!